time for our big interview. We welcome Buzz Williams in right now. Buzz, how is this Maryland job different from any of the other jobs you've had?
Well, I've only been here 32 hours, so I don't know all of the answers to that. Obviously, I haven't coached in the Big Ten. I know that Maryland has not always been in the Big Ten. My familiarity with this part of the country obviously stems from our time at Virginia Tech, populated with really good players, populated with really good coaches as well. And so to have this opportunity, my family and I, our staff, we're incredibly grateful, but also very excited.
I mentioned the previous jobs that you had, and you have a history of when you build up a program, it doesn't really take a step backwards. It's not like you'll have good years and then bad years. Like you get your system and your culture in, and it stays consistent. Why?
Well, I don't know that all of that has to do with me. I think that it has to do with maybe a portion identifying the right people. You have to be talented coaches, talented players, talented administrators, talented support staff. But I'm not quite old yet, but I'm for sure not young. And I think any organization, whether it's sports related or not, I think it always comes down to the people and the habits and the character and the desire of them on what's important. And our staff and the families that have been associated with the players, we've just always been very truthful and transparent on what we're trying to do, but more importantly, why we're doing it. And I think in the end, that's a big reason for the sustained success that you mentioned.
What are the most important things immediately you need to do? Like, what's on your checklist for today and for this week?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to keep up with it, just to be honest. I haven't slept since I accepted the job, like most coaches. I was thankful that my family was able to be a part of yesterday. And I know the press conference is streamed, and that's probably 20 or 30 minutes. But yesterday, I was on campus for about 18 hours with all of the things that they wanted us.
Keep going. We're just showing that video while we hear from you.
Yeah, I've never seen it. It looked pretty good. I heard my voice and I felt like I was doing something wrong.
No.
I'm just trying to meet with our players. Obviously, I have to hire staff. I want to handle these families that are here, these coaches, the players that are here, the families they represent. Trying to meet the administration and all of the people that are going to be part of our daily activities. While at the same time, we also have to sign a team. And so there's a lot of things that are important. First impressions are not only first impressions, they're lasting. And so I'm just trying to make sure that every interaction we go about, we handle in the right way.
Every coach has a style that they're more comfortable with. Some like high-scoring offenses. Some prefer to focus on the defense. Some love post players. Some like guard play. For Terp fans who are just getting to know you, how do you describe your style of play?
Yeah, my most important style is that we want to play really hard. The second thing is we want to play together. And the third thing is we want to be fundamentally sound no matter what style that it is. We want to make sure that it fits our players and gives us a chance to have the highest level of success. To be honest with you, Mike, it's been a little different everywhere that we've been. I think that's part of trying to be a good coach is you're not always in this day and age going to have exactly the talent that fits your preferred style of play, but it's not about what's your preferred style of play philosophically. It's what makes sense and gives those young men a chance to be their absolute best. And so how we played over the last actually since the pandemic has been almost diametrically opposed to how we played at Virginia Tech. And in many respects, years ago when we were at the Big East, a little different Big East than what it is now, but our style of play then was even different than Virginia Tech. So as we build our roster and we formulate the types of players that we're going to have, I think our style will be, first of all, dictated on playing really hard, playing together, and then playing smart. And then we kind of go from there on, should it be fast, should it be slow, what should we do on both sides of the ball? We'll kind of figure some of that out. I'm also looking forward to studying the Big Ten because I would like to have a better context on what is best to have success in this league.
I know you addressed this at your press conference, and it's unfair for anyone to ask someone to look too far into the future. But the Terp fan base feels a bit spurned right now that they had a coach, they started to invest, and after a few years, he left. So how do you ease the concerns for them that you're not going to be gone in a few years?
Yeah, I don't really. Obviously, we were in the NCAA tournament at Texas A&M, and I wasn't able to keep up with all that transpired. To be honest with you, I didn't even know it had transpired until all of this began to unfold specific to me at Maryland. And Dr. Pines presented all of it to me, and I didn't even know. I just knew bits and pieces of it. Similar to what I said yesterday, Mike, words are easy. I hope that my actions and my words match up. And the commitment that I gave yesterday is the same commitment that I tried to live everywhere we've been is you'll get my best. You'll get my best physically. You'll get my best emotionally. You'll get my best mentally. And I'll try to make sure that we hire a staff and assimilate a team that will do the same. And we have a lot of mountains to climb in front of us. Incredibly thankful for the opportunity to be here. Actually, this is the first full day. I just walked into my office for the second time. So we've got a lot of stuff to do, and we're excited about what's in front of us. And I think what has transpired, I don't want to judge that, critique that. I was not a part of that. But what I can speak to is my interactions with Terp Nation, with Maryland, with Dr. Pines, with Colleen. We're incredibly excited about our future here.
Your birth certificate does not say Buzz. It says Brent. This dates back to when you were an assistant in college. You had so much energy, so the story goes, that Buzz became the nickname. When that happened, did you realize that was going to stick?
No, that happened when I was a freshman in college. I attended a junior college in Texas, and the coach is now 88, and he's been a part of our program the last 17 years that I've been a head coach. Coach Orr said I was always buzzing around, that I had so much energy, and so everybody just started calling me Buzz. Obviously, that was a long, long time ago, and to be honest, I think most people think it's my name, other than my wife and my parents. And so it's been Buzz since I was a freshman in college in 1990, and it's just that's how I signed my name now. It's just kind of become that.
Which coaches in the Big Ten do you have relationships with?
Oh, good question. We can go through most of them. Obviously, I know Coach May. We just lost to him a couple of weeks ago. I have known Coach Underwood since he was a junior college head coach when I was a junior college manager. I absolutely love Coach Izzo and who he is and what he's about. I've known Nico since he was at Furman, maybe even before Furman, maybe when he was at Drake. Obviously, I was an assistant at Colorado State a long time ago. I do not know Coach DeVries very well. I met him when he was an assistant at Creighton under Coach Altman, which would have been, 15 years ago. I'm trying to catalog my mind through everybody.
There's a lot of teams now.
Yeah, I don't know how many I've mentioned. I would say I have some level of relationship with most of them. But as far as studying them and knowing their team, I would say I know most of them, but maybe not all of them. I love Mike at Penn State. Knew him when he was a Division III coach before he ever went to Rice. So I would say I know most of them.
You know, a Big Ten coach told me a year ago. By the way, what is the energy drink that we're consuming? I'm very curious.
Currently, it's an Alani Peach that I'm so addicted to that I packed it in my suitcase when the plane came and picked my family up.
Well, that's what happens when you're not sleeping, right? You got to stay awake somehow.
Yeah, and I need to eat something. So this has been not only my caffeine, but also my calories.
A Big Ten coach told me a year or so ago, they said, I'm never again in this new world of college basketball going to go after 4 or 5 freshmen. It's just not worth my time and effort. I'm going to go after maybe a top 30 kid, but the rest of it, I'm just going through the portal. How do you plan? I know this year's going to be a little different because it's year 1, but generally speaking at Maryland, how do you plan on creating your roster?
Yeah, I don't think that any coach has the exact right answer. This continues to evolve. The rules continue to change. And I personally think it's going to continue to change. What we've tried to do since all of this started is make independent decisions, not try to make wholesale decisions on we're only going to do it like this or we're going to do it opposite of that. We've had the lowest transfer rate, among the lowest transfer rates in the country at this level when we were at Texas A&M, and we did it through a variety of ways. Redshirting guys, which nobody talks about, for development, through the portal, specific to exactly what our roster needed in hopes that it would advance us to the next level of success, through high school guys with a planned vision on their development on and off the floor, relative to their vision of what they would like to accomplish academically, what they would like to accomplish relative to their body, and having a distinct plan and vision for each person associated with the program. So we've had players that have graduated in 3 years that were seniors at Texas A&M this year. We had 2 players on our team that were in their 5th year because of COVID. 20% of the population in college athletics changed going into this year because there will not be any COVID seniors in the upcoming year. And so I think that's going to alter some of the landscape. We've just tried not to make decisions for the entire group. We've tried to make decisions independent for that young man and his family, but also for the current roster, so that what we create and what they feel is important in the partnership, that we're always aligned specific to that vision. So I understand how coaches say those things and believe those things completely, but it continues to change. And I think it's going to continue to change over the next 3 to 6 years. And so we'll continue to adapt. We'll continue to study the ever-changing landscape and make decisions for those people specific to this institution and what we want to do that we think give us the greatest chance for success.
Final 30 seconds here. I want to ask you about Gary Williams, who, of course, won the national title at Maryland a couple decades ago. We got to work with him a little while ago back at the Big Ten Network, so we got to know how fun he is, how interesting he is. I'm curious, how have you interacted with him over the years?
I've written him letters since I was a kid, including Coach Lefty Drizel. I have the utmost respect. There's only one Coach Williams here. His name's on the court. I anticipate I'll be buzzed to everybody around here, and should be. He was sitting on the front row yesterday. He was the first call that I had in this process. I never told anyone in the process of my relationship with Coach. I have the utmost respect for him during his time here, but also his career at all 4 schools that he was the head coach at. And what I've done pales in comparison to what he has done, but I sure hope that we can have a trajectory similar to what he had when he was the coach here.
Yeah, all that being said, he's never consumed as many peach energy drinks as you have. So you got something over him.
He's a lot tougher and a lot smarter than me. He doesn't need any artificial caffeine to help give him energy. He was sweating through shirts before anybody even knew my name.
Buzz Williams, great to get to meet you, man. Look forward to covering you this upcoming fall.
Go Terps. Have a great day.